Let's go back to a domestic issue. It was very discouraging about what people thought about math and science and public schools. Looking forward 10 years, they felt that, as I recall, Mark, that our international ranking in math and science would be even worse, given all the attention we're paying to whether it's education reform, STEM issues, it's everywhere, and the public's reaction is it's going to get worse. And then all the focus on public schools, and they're saying again, in 10 years, it's going to be worse. Does that mean that they don't care about these issues, that they don't trust that the government is, and that our civil society is capable of dealing with it? What's going on?
Another thing that runs through this, and we've said it a few times, but not quite this way, is a sense of futility. Like, what can we do about it? And again, not to just talk about the millennials, those who are closest to having been trained in math and science most recently in our schools, are more likely to think we will be lower in math and science around the world than are other people in the country.
Well, the truth is there are so many trends at work. I think they said, look, they were very pessimistic about education overall, because what they said was college was going to be more important. Our schools were not going to be better at producing STEM education, which right now in our society, fewer students choose STEM education than there are jobs for those with STEM educations, despite the fact that they are right now in a shortage of jobs rather than a surplus. And then they said, I think quite strongly, we continue to be concerned about being able to afford college, right? And so I think you saw concern at all levels about education, its importance, how this was going to happen. And so I think that predicts that education is going to reemerge as a new major national issue, right? In a way that perhaps about 15 years ago, it was a huge national issue. We are frankly a lot better educated than we were. More people go to college, but the biggest crisis we have is that people do not graduate college after they start college. I think this poll says that there's going to be a reemergence of someone who calls himself an education president in the 21st century.
You talked about one last question, then I'm going to toss it to the audience.
Just a quick
Sure,
follow
please,
on that.
James.
And it's not just about kids and college kids, it's about lifetime learning too, because 58% of people said they're going to need more education in 10 years, and that was true across age groups, basically. They've absorbed the message that they're going to need to continue learning in order to they're expecting to change careers, they're expecting to have different jobs in 10 years. A third of them think their jobs might be taken by a robot. So this issue of education is crossing age groups, I think.